appropriate way, ended up putting the game away. But that's the only reason I thought that it wasn't an absolutely perfect game, was because it felt like they let Florida State hang around just a little bit too much.
You don't know Michigan player had more than 2 fouls. That's incredible. Against a deep team. I would love to see, because I think what I'm seeing here is, you see these geeky analytics or these super breakdowns of analytics in sports. I would love an analytics person to kind of just break down what they did efficiently, because Michigan was in the 60s in terms of free throw shooting.
Yep,
the three-point shooting wasn't that great, but I think the other stats tell the story.
All right, when we're looking at perfect games, okay, now the first one that I came up with, I went back and looked. It wasn't as perfect as I thought, because the game ended up being tied for a while. But I just recall the Red Wings going into Philadelphia and just their game plan when they screwed Philly up by pairing Murphy and Lidstrom together on Lindros and all that. And they won. They won the first game, and then every game they got better. I just thought that first game, even though it was a closer game, I thought the Wings were perfect in that game. And set the tone. And I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, so I'll hold off on the other one. And another one I was just looking at during the break, similar scenario. When Michigan's getting into the Elite Eight, I remember they were playing, I think it was Texas A&M, and it was Texas A&M. They took the crap out of North Carolina. The game was fair. Michigan by 20 points. They blew them out. Texas A&M ended up that Williams.
That was one. Michigan shot the white.
Yes.
I did. You guys know where I'm going with each one. That's the 1997 game against Penn State. In-state college. It was a record crowd. And Penn State, going into that game, I believe they were ranked number 2 in the country. I think one poll had them at 3. Michigan was at 4 in every single poll. And Penn State had the longest active win streak going into that game. I quit. The hell out of me then. It's still bucks a hell. And now he said Michigan's got a better chance of just sending the band to play this game. And you look at the stats, and from the get-go, right? We started off with a field goal. I think we went 50 yards, 53 yards for a field goal, and then you hit Glenn Steele, sacks Mike McQuarrie, and then Joaquin Fizell sacked Mike McQuarrie. They punted, and that game was absolutely over after that, because we went down and scored again. We ended up with 24 first downs compared to their 9. We had 265 yards rushing, 416 yards of total offense to their 169. It just was the most dominant performance that I have ever been a part of. And it's not like Penn State at that time didn't have great players either. They had Brandon Short, they had LeVar Arrington, Courtney Brown, Curtis Enos was their running back, Joe Juravicius, a wide receiver. I mean, they had some talent on that team, and that was just an absolutely dominating performance.
I would say that 7-0 Wings Avs, and then Michigan was 34-8, right, John? They gave up the garbage TD
at the end there, yeah.
Yeah, so 7-0, and then that Michigan game, my top 2 in my life.
There's one other that I'm going to I'll give you after the break that somebody else has.
I got 44-0 Lions over Broncos.
No, 97-1.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. The radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
This update is brought to you by Klitsch Premium Audio. Michigan makes it to the Elite Eight for the 4th time since 2013 as the Wolverines would slice and dice Florida State 76-58 in last night's semifinal round of the East Regional. Michigan now takes on UCLA tomorrow night in the East Regional Final. The Bruins, who started the tournament, you'll remember, by beating Michigan State in the first 4 round, made it to the Elite Eight after upsetting Alabama last night 88-78. That game tips off in Indianapolis at 9:57. Making 2 straight wins now for head coach Jeff Blashill and the Red Wings as they would knock off the Columbus Blue Jackets last night 4-1.
We thought it was real important that we won the work ethic, the opposition battle tonight. I was real proud of the guys for how hard they played.
NFL owners are expected to officially expand the regular season to 17 games. The league opens its annual spring meetings tomorrow. That means to the Lions, 17th game will come against the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, according to today's editions of the Sports Business Journal, when new media rights deals begin in the NFL in 2023, Fox will not automatically get NFC games, and CBS will not automatically get AFC games. Instead, all 272 regular season contests will instead be drafted by the networks without regard to conference. A pair of struggling teams, the Pistons and Toronto Raptors, will meet tonight at Little Caesars Arena. We'll have the game starting at 7:35. Nomar Mazara's 8th-inning home run, his first of the spring, would propel the Tigers into a 4-all tie with the Toronto Blue Jays. That game yesterday in Dunedin, Florida. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jensen on 97.1 The Ticket.
97-1 The Ticket. Oh, they should televise that draft.
That's incredible.
That'd be unbelievable. Fox with the first pick. We take Bucks Patriots.
Let's do it. So May like 30th, when it starts getting dead and the Tigers are like under 500.
Yeah.
Let's do the mock TV network draft.
Yeah, well, because the schedule won't come out till May. So yeah, we should definitely do that. Although, obviously, as Tony said, that doesn't happen until 2023, but we'll do our own. That would be awesome. I'd love to see, Nance and Romo like in a war room. That would be really, really fun. All right. What other games were as perfect as some people say Michigan's game was yesterday? Before we get to I agree with this. This is a semantic deal. I think the phrasing of yesterday's Michigan game is what Gov and Stoney differ on. Yesterday, Michigan wasn't perfect. They did turn the ball over a few times and missed some shots that were open, so not perfect. But Michigan was dominant, and it never felt like the game was in jeopardy. So we got to see.
Very methodical.
Yes, and I thought the second half definitely was close to perfect as you could come. Did anyone hear the announcers after the Michigan game? Barkley said before the game, they asked if anybody could match up with Gonzaga after the game. They all said Michigan.
I will say this. I think they beat everybody in the tournament yesterday, but they would not have beaten Gonzaga because they didn't shoot well.
Gonzaga's sick. The Lions, this is one I was going to mention. The Lions only playoff it 38-6. Not believe my eyes. They dominated the Cowboys that day. They were perfect. Michigan and Bianca Matuka perfect versus Ohio State. And somebody brings up this one, and he's kind of right. The 2013 team played even better against Florida in the lead-in.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And here's a little history about that game. They come out guns blazing. 7-0 Stutzkis hits a 3. Florida, whoa, guys. 2 minutes in, guys. Let's call it time.